Broadcasting from Studio 300, you're watching Poly Playbook.
Hello and welcome to a fresh new edition of Poly Playbook, where we're serving up all the hot action, the cool plays, and everywhere in between for Cal Poly Athletics. I'm Allison Edmonds.
And I'm Roos. Let's get right into it. 5 different Mustangs scored on Saturday night as the Cal Poly football team broke their 3-game losing streak against Sacramento State with a 36-14 win. The Mustangs ran the Sac State Hornets into the ground with 366 rushing yards, while Sac State only had 35. Chris Brown threw for 2 touchdowns and 95 yards on the night, tying his season high. The Mustangs continued their dominance by running in 3 more touchdowns before the final whistle. Cal Poly's defense stepped up with 4 sacks, tying their season high. The Mustangs are now 3-6 on the season, going into their rivalry game against UC Davis.
The matchup's tough for us because they play power, physical football, and we're not the biggest team in the United States. We understand that, but we do pride ourselves on the toughness factor and the speed factor, so it's going to be probably their power, hopefully, against our quickness and speed.
Cal Poly football travels to Davis this Saturday, November 14th for the annual Battle of the Golden Horseshoe. Davis's record for the year is 1-8. The Mustangs look to end their road season riding high and come home with a win. Game time is set for 2 p.m.
Expectations are high for the Cal Poly men's basketball team this season. With a successful exhibition game against San Bernardino on Thursday, November 5th, the team is off to a strong start. Cal Poly will gamble with their luck as they take on UNLV on Friday the 13th for their season opener. The team will continue on to play inside Poly Pavilion on November 15th as they take on the UCLA Bruins, looking to start the season off strong against both of these powerhouses. Not only will the basketball program be playing lockdown defense against opponents, but they are also joining the fight against hunger. Men and women's basketball are hosting their 3rd annual food drive this November. Entry into specific games will cost 1 can of food instead of general admission. All proceeds will benefit the Food Bank Coalition of San Luis Obispo.
The Cal Poly women's basketball program is set to open their season against Texas A&M Corpus Christi in the Lone Star State on Friday, November 13th. The Cal Poly women's basketball team is predicted to finish 3rd in the Big West Conference this season after 7 consecutive seasons of finishing at least in the top 3. The Mustangs have also added 9 new underclassmen on their roster for this season. The game on Friday will be a rematch of a 63-48 Cal Poly win last season against Corpus Christi. Tip-off for the game against Corpus Christi is at 3 p.m. on Friday the 13th at the American Bank Center in Texas.
Cal Poly men's soccer suffered a loss at CSU Fullerton that knocked them out of the Big West tournament. The Mustangs lost the Big West semifinals game 3-1. After an early goal by Mustang freshman forward George Grote, the Titans scored 3 unanswered goals, 2 in the second half, and Cal Poly was eliminated from the Big West tournament. There's no shot at a championship game anymore, but there's still a chance that the Mustangs will make it into the NCAA tournament. Cal Poly soccer had a successful season and finished 5-1-4 in conference. Coach Sampson says this should be enough for the Mustangs to qualify for the NCAA. The team will find out if they have been selected as one of the 48 programs to compete in the NCAA tournament on Monday, November 16th.
The Cal Poly women's volleyball team is going on the road for a pair of matches after splitting a pair of home conference matches last weekend. The Mustangs are traveling to UC Riverside and Cal State Fullerton this weekend as Big West play resumes. They have a 17-6 overall record through the season's first 23 matches and have already defeated the Highlanders and the Titans this season. Game time is set at 7 p.m. on both Friday and Saturday, with the match on Saturday, November 14th being broadcast on ESPN3 at Cal State Fullerton.
The Cal Poly wrestling team will face off against non-conference opponent Drexel University on Friday night for their 2nd dual meet of the season. This is the 2nd time that the 2 teams are meeting, with the first time being during the 2012-2013 season, where Drexel came out on top 28-11. The first match set to begin at 7 p.m. in Mott Athletic Center.
After a 1st and 2nd place team finish in the Big West cross country meet, both the men and women's cross country teams are looking to qualify for nationals this weekend. This Friday, November 13th, the teams will be racing in Seattle for the West Regional Cross Country Meet. Scoring is based on a point system, and the first full teams to finish will automatically advance to the national championships. Peyton Bilo and Garrett Migliozzi will be key players after receiving Freshman of the Year awards for both the men's and women's teams. For live stats and NCAA qualifying criteria, head on over to gopoly.com. That's all we have for Cal Poly sports action this week. You can log on to mustangnews.net for continuous Cal Poly sports coverage. I'm Roos.
And I'm Allison Edmonds. Have a great weekend.